In 1934, the Stooges signed with Columbia to appear in a series of comedy shorts. This would begin a long, fabled career at the studio, more remarkable when you understand that it evolved into a series of one-year contract renewals negotiated with the legendary skinflint movie mogul Harry Cohn.
Harry Cohn signed us up at Columbia. He was the big boss then, you know. Very eccentric, but he thought we brought him luck. So he said, "You boys will be here as long as I'm alive." And we were. And we started the shorts there for 24 years. The stories involved the sets that they had. In other words, anytime they had a big picture, we knew what we were going to have to do. If they had a set of a courtroom scene, we made courtroom scenes, and so on, all through our career. We never had an original set.
That was sure hot, Mo. Hey, Larry. Listen.
MGM was so rich, they did everything in a large manner, you know, where Columbia strove to save every nickel. You know, God help the guy that Harry Cohn caught lagging back on the job, because he had a filthy mouth and a worse mind, and nobody seemed to like him, but we got along wonderful with him. He liked us. Luckily, I did comedy. I was in a nightclub, and they gave a night for Ted Healy. When he came there, he had Shemp with him, and they liked the way I worked, and they asked me to join the show.
Healy's offer to fine was for $90 a week and an extra $10 if he got rid of his fiddle. Larry accepted.
Then it was Shemp, Mo, and I, and that trio stood together for Ted Healy.
In 1929, the act, then known as Ted Healy and His Southern Gentlemen, began a successful run in the Broadway production of A Night in Venice. According to Larry, it was during this engagement he first appeared in his trademark hairstyle.
I had shampooed my hair in the theater, see, and somebody asked a question. I opened the door. It was J.J. Schubert. We were in the show, and he said, "What's that?" My hair was all out, dry, and he said, "Leave it that way." And I did.
We only made 8 pictures a year, and you know, it took us 5 days to make a picture. That's 40 days a year. However, after the first or second year, they didn't let us lay around. They gave us permission to go out on a personal appearance tour, where they saved money and we made money, because they gave us half salary while we were gone. So it was a good deal for them, and a great deal for us. That was one of the sweetest deals in Hollywood. That's why we stayed 24 years. And then we had Charlie Chase, who was a big-time comedian and a very good director. Unfortunately, he died. Oh, we might still. Eddie Burns, who was our sound man and turned out to be a good director, and he wrote a lot of the stories. You see, when they wrote a story for us, they wrote an outline. We supplied the comedy. And so, you know, as a plumber, we did something, and that's someone else. It's the same thing, only twisted around. But, of course, when we shot the shorts, and they showed them in theaters every 2 or 3 months, it wasn't like today. You see on television a picture we might have shot in January, and the other one we shot in November of the following year, but they go the same night. And there's a lot of similarity. They were shot 11 months apart. But this was not a television series. See, it was theatrical. I don't know who evolved the idea of making a television. We never made a television series. We wanted to, but nobody else did. Because, I think it's because this series was pretty popular. In fact, I think it still is.
Do you receive residuals?
No. If I did, I'd have bought this hospital and a couple other cities. Curly, the original Curly. We lost him, we lost something, I'll admit it. However, we got Shemp, who was one of the originals, but he couldn't work as fast or as good as Curly, I think. And poor Curly was a genius in my way. A real nut. But you have to be a little crazy to stay in show business, you know that.
Well, Larry, you take 9 and 10. Mo, 11 and 12. Curly, 14 and 15. Now go to your...
He used to go out with George Raft, years ago, and they won every prize everywhere. Very good dancer. Very light on his feet.
Oh, isn't the music divine? What's the idea? Who are you?
I'm the fellow you asked to dance.
How dare you?
Oh, superstitious, eh?
Really, our comedy speaks for itself. It can't be described because if you tried, people say, oh, that. You have to see it to believe it because we didn't pull any punches. I say we. Mo didn't pull any punches. When he hit, he hit. What you see is what we got.
Oh, a wise guy, huh? I didn't do nothing. Cut it out. I know you're trying to chip me again. Go ahead. What do you mean, how am I? Get out. Let him alone. Oh, cut it out. Man. Oh! There. Oh!
Sound effects could get you laughs.
Oh, yes. You could run a rough cut without sound, without...
Meaningless.
And it'd look awfully dead. And as soon as the sound effects cutter put those funny noises in, the thing would come to life. Although the boys hit one another hard enough at times so that they were real hits, and they made real noise.
And many a time, we didn't even use sound effects. Then one day, they had a scene where a fountain pen jumps out of a bowl of whipped cream and hits me right. All the preparation, I said to Jules, I said, look, the hole that's holding the wire, they shot on the wire. And I know he's going to do it fast. He did, and it went about that deep in my skull. I finished the scene, when I pulled the pen out, ink and blood went all down my face. And I let him have it. Some choice words. What I didn't know was some teacher had a lot of school children on the set. I felt so terrible, because we really love kids.